that's fine. Today, but learn how to use all the tools. So much stuff I learned how to do. I had no idea how to do when I started this business. But guess what? I learned one thing at a time, and I added the next one to the last one, and then the next one to that one, and then the next one to that one. And before you knew it, I had a whole tool set. And then leverage the tools of your trade and profit from your purpose. Do you understand? God put your purpose in you so you could profit from it. He wants you to receive the benefit. That's why he said, be fruitful, do multiply, replenish the earth, subdue it, and have dominion. God gave Solomon wisdom. And God gave Solomon enough wisdom not to give the wisdom away. Solomon sold it. Solomon made people pay him for what God gave him. Hallelujah. Leverage the tools of your trade and profit from your purpose. So develop your purpose, how to discover your purpose, how to develop your purpose, yourself for that purpose, and then how to deploy yourself in that to fulfillment of that purpose. That's the last thing I'm going to say. How do you deploy yourself for fulfillment of that purpose? Stay yielded to God's will before you know what it is. How do I know God's will for my life? Be yielded to it before you know what it is. God, I'm willing to do whatever you want me to do. I'm willing to go through what you want me to go through. Like, I hope it's not lay on my side for 370 days like Ezekiel. I hope it's not lose all 10 of my children like Job. I hope it's not be beheaded like John the Baptist. But if that's the case, I stay yielded. So I'm going to yield. God is not interested in negotiating with you. Well, God, if you tell me what my purpose is, then I'll yield to it. Wrong answer, but we do have some nice consolation prizes for you in the back. Actually, we don't. So stay yielded to God before you know what his will is. Because that's really that's the only kind of yielding there really is. I love the fact, this is so good. This is so good. Are you ready for this? You want to listen to somebody who really got this? Like, watch Elizabeth Elliot on YouTube. This is a person who understood being yielded to God's will before they knew what it was, regardless of what it was. It'll change your life. Okay, but anyway. So, Romans chapter 12 says, I beseech you, or I beg you, brethren, by the mercy of God, that you present your bodies a living sacrifice. What's the word sacrifice mean? Let go of something of a lower nature so you can take a hold of something of a higher nature. Present your bodies a living sacrifice, wholly acceptable unto God, which is your reasonable service. Watch this. And be not conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Why? So that you can prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God. Now here's what I've heard preachers say, and they are wrong. God has a good will, and God has his perfect will, but if you miss his perfect will, then you can have his good will. And if you miss his good will, then you can have his acceptable will. God ain't you. He didn't have three different wills. God has one will. One will for your life. Say, notice the order it says, that you may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect. It didn't say perfect, good, and acceptable. It said good, acceptable, and perfect. Why does it say it? Here's why it says it in that order. Because good is what God knows his will for your life is. Acceptable is your responsibility.